Hello again and welcome back to Rachel's Baking Corner. Today we are going to be making my favorite ever chocolate chip cookie recipe. Now I know there's a million and one out there, and I know that there are some that are a little bit more tried and true and some that are a little more unique with, brown butter and everything like that. Those are all great. This is my go-to. This is my favorite. I've made these a bunch of times and they're my signature dessert, basically. So without further ado, let's get started. First thing I'm actually gonna do, which is a little unconventional, but it's just what I'm craving today, we're gonna add pecans, toasted pecans, to our cookies. So what I'm going to do is 1 cup of pecans. I'm gonna put that in the toaster oven and then I'll explain to you what all the ingredients are. Toast them whole and chop them after. Just learn from my experience. That's the best way to do it. So the pecans are gonna go into the toaster oven. I have it on my toasting feature. I'm gonna put them in there for about 3 minutes until fragrant. As soon as I can smell them, pull them out. Does not matter how they look. If you can smell that they're toasting, they're ready to go. And they're gonna be baked into a cookie, so. Let's get into ingredients. I have halved this recipe because it makes a lot of cookies, and today I am making this for the purpose of the video, and if I make all the cookies, I will eat all the cookies, and that can be very dangerous in this household. So every ingredient I'm going to read off to you is the halved version. I'm going to have the full recipe in the link below. So for flour, okay, 1.5 cups. Butter, 1/2 cup. Egg, 1 cup. Vanilla, 1 teaspoon. Sugars, 1/2 cup of white, 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar, light brown sugar. 1 cup of chocolate chips, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Yeah, pretty sure that's right. Hey, I did that all from memory, so I'm pretty proud of myself. Okay, let's get on to it. This is such an easy recipe. I kid you not, when I can't sleep at night, I do this recipe in my brain until I fall asleep. We are going to take our 1/2 stick of butter, room temperature, of course. If you'd like to know a trick, if your butter is not room temperature and it's a whole stick, stick it in the microwave, depending on the wattage of your oven, about 10 seconds on each side. Should do the trick. Paddle attachment. We are going to whip our butter for about 30 seconds to a minute until it's light and airy, and then we're going to add our sugars, and that is going to be until it has almost doubled in volume, fluffed up. You can't really tell what sugar is what. About 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, let's do it. Toss in our sugar. My pecans are done, so I'm going to take them out of the oven and continue mixing. This is what we're working with. Fluffy, doubled in size, glossy. Perfect. Now we are going to add our vanilla. And beat slowly, and then we're going to add our egg, room temperature as well. So our egg has incorporated into the butter, sugar, and vanilla mixture. Now we're going to incorporate our dry ingredients. So I have our active ingredients into the flour. Give it a mix. We want to suspend those active ingredients into the flour. Make sure everything is mixed together really well. That way everything raises properly. You know? Okay, let's start with just a little bit. Slowly start the mixer so you don't wear the dry ingredients. See, like that. you. I'm gonna do this another way. Whisk. Just slowly incorporate it in. I'm just going like this. So it's all mixed in. Make sure to make a serious mess in the process. If you're not making a mess, it's not going to taste as good. Okay, that's all the dry ingredients. We're going to just mix it just until incorporated. Even if a little bit of flour is still visible, that's okay. I made a big mess behind here. You just can't see it. Thank God. Now, Claire Saffitz, the queen, always says to mix until just incorporated at the very end, then hand mix the rest of the way so you don't accidentally overmix your dough / batter, whatever it is. So I follow those rules very closely. I trust her. She's never let me down. Now this is the part where if you like chocolate chip cookie dough without the chocolate chips, which like I totally understand, I'm the same way. Now's the time to lick the batter and eat it. So we're gonna just give it one last stir. And chocolate chips. Mine are mini chocolate chips for what it's worth. And again, just mix until incorporated. Okay, great. Oops, it got on my finger. Let me clean up a little bit and then we'll get to chopping the pecans. We'll add those and then assembling the cookies. Okay? Okay? Okay. So here we are. We've got our pecans that are toasted. We have our cookie dough, and then we have everything we need to prep the balls of dough. I personally like to chill my cookie dough before I bake it. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll explain everything. First, let's chop our pecans and get them into the cookie dough. Just a rough chop, nothing crazy. Even if you felt like it, you could put them in a bag, a Ziploc bag of some kind, and crush them with a mallet or a rolling pin, and that's totally fine. I just don't want to waste a bag. I don't care. I'll just chop them. Let's see how these turned out. Yummy, 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 yummy. Mine colored really well. They got kind of dark, but they don't taste dark at all. They don't taste burnt. All right, I'd say that's good. So let's scrape this into our cookie dough. This was about a cup of pecans. That might be the amount you want to do for the whole recipe. This might be a little too much, but I really like a chocolate nutty cookie. So it's not too much for me. So we will hand mix together. Just kind of pressing and scraping the sides so that it really incorporates. Let's taste a little bit. Okay. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna use my ice cream scoop. I really may invest in one. They have smaller scoops that are perfect. They're actually called cookie scoops, which is a really good idea because my scoop is way too big. What I've been doing though, if you don't have a smaller scoop and you have a regular one, is scoop a whole cookie, plop it on a plate. We're gonna chill the cookies, and then once they're chilled and ready to bake, I'm gonna just cut them in half and roughly roll them into a circle or a ball. And then that makes a perfect size, and they're all pretty uniform at that point. So if you don't have a little cookie scoop, you have a monster cookie scoop, that's how I recommend doing it. Now, once again, This is gonna make 2 cookies each. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm gonna stop there on cookies because I will eat them all if I make them all. What I also love about this recipe, if you do the whole thing, since it makes a lot, you don't have to bake all the cookies at once. You can set this dough aside in a baggie and enjoy it from the freezer, or make a cookie whenever you want to. I just like eating frozen cookie dough. It's so good. That nuttiness is perfect. Okay, sorry, I'm jabbering. We're gonna freeze these, cut them in half, roll them into balls, bake. 375. I have discovered about 8 to 12 minutes is the best time frame for these. I am using my toaster oven. I know, you're probably tired of hearing it, but I live in hot Arizona. I'm not gonna heat up my whole oven if I don't have to. And then I will see you when they're out of the oven. Okay? Okay. So here we are, about 20 minutes later. These baked for 9 to 10 minutes, and I have let them cool and set for about 10 minutes. I took some glamour shots of them already, so now all we have left to do is taste. My house smells so good right now, so chocolatey, sweet, and nutty, so I'm really excited to try these. They turned out great, nice and caramelized. They fluffed up really well, but they also stayed gooey. I don't have any milk, unfortunately. Let's give it a go. Soft and gooey on the inside, but crisp and crunchy on the outside. Get a little bit of chocolate, get a little bit of pecan. Get that brown sugar, buttery goodness. Oh yeah. Just as successful as always. That's what I love so much about this recipe. It always turns out perfect, and I love them. So yeah, you should make them too. Easy, delicious. You can use your toaster oven. You can add walnuts. You can add butterscotch chips. You could add peanut butter chips. Anything, you name it. Coconut. It would be good with any of those additions. Okay? So thank you for watching. Please leave a like, comment down below if you have any ideas of what you'd like to see me bake in the future, and subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a good, amazing afternoon. Mwah. Bye.